Hello, Portola families. This is Colleen Sargent from the Portola Library with a tutorial on how to use the library catalog to find books during this distant learning time. Before we get started on using the catalog, let's first go over how you'll find the catalog. Many of you will soon find that your teachers have a link in their classroom website to the library. It'll say Portola Library. You'll just click on that and follow it through to the catalog. Some of you may use your Chromebook. At your Chromebook desktop, if you click on the Google Chrome icon, you'll arrive at a page similar to what I have here. If you go to the upper left corner, you'll see that it says District Bookmarks. Click on that. And down towards the bottom, it says Ventura USD Libraries. Click on that. And then you'll see a list of all of the school libraries in our district. The first column are the elementary schools. You'll go down and click on Portola, and you'll be here at the home page. Some of you may start at the district website. If you're at the district website, again, in the top left, you'll see district bookmarks. Click on that. Go down to Ventura USD Libraries and click. And then again, you'll find Portola Elementary, and you'll click on that. Now here we are at the home page. Before we go into the catalog, notice that we have all of the instructions we'll be following here during distant learning to distribute books. We'll check out one book at a time to each student who's interested, and that book will need to be returned before you can borrow another book. When we have checked a book out to you, we'll send you an email letting you know when the book will be ready. And on that day, which will always be a Wednesday, you'll be able to come out front of school. We'll have the book for you and give that to you on that day. So let's go into the catalog. You're going to go up here to the left. It says Home. That's where we are now. And then it says Catalog. So click on the catalog. This is where you want to be to start searching for books. Now, you can come into the catalog and search for things just to see what we have. But if you want to put something on hold, you need to be logged into your account. So to log into the account, you'll go up here on the right. It says Log In. You'll click on Login, and then you'll need to put in your username and password. So we'll put that in. And click Login. Okay, if it takes you back to the home page, just come up and click on Catalog again. All right, now we're ready to search for books. So you'll notice these buttons here. It says Keyword, Title, Author, Subject, and Series. Let's start by looking for something we're all familiar with. How about Harry Potter? Let's say you're interested in Harry Potter books. So if you type in Harry Potter and click on Title. Whenever you know the title of your book, you can put that in, click on Title, and do a search. So here we found all of the Harry Potter books that are in the Portola Library. Now, when you see a title that you're interested in, before you click on it to hold it, what you need to do is go over to the right and look here. It says for the first book, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, it says 0 of 1 available. That means the one copy that we have of that book, somebody has already borrowed it. That's why it says 0. So you wouldn't be able to borrow that book right now. Now the second book on our list here, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, let's look at its availability. It says 1 of 1 available. So that one is in the library. If that's the one you were interested in, all you would need to do is go over to the title and click on it. You'll see a little description usually of the book there. And then when you go over to the right, there's the Hold It button. You would just click the Hold It button. As soon as you do that, the library receives a message telling us that you want to borrow that book, and we'll pull the book, check it out to you, and then we'll email you and let you know when you can come for the book. It's as easy as that. Let's do another search. We're going to go up here to library search, and we're going to do another one. Let's say there is a particular author that you really enjoy reading. You've read a few of their books, and you want to see if the Portola Library has other books by that author that you haven't read yet. You could put the author's name in. I'm going to put in Mo Willems because I love Mo Willems. And you're going to click author, and it'll show you all of the Mo Willems books that are in the Portola Library. We have 33 Mo Willems books. Okay, now, as I'm looking through here, when I see something I like, again, I need to remember to notice on the right whether or not if it's available. If I was interested in, I lost my tooth, you see that it says one of one available. So we could borrow that one right now. But look at the next one. Mo Willems presents, that's not a good idea. That one says 0 of 1 available. So somebody has already borrowed that book. So we won't be able to borrow it right now. But let's say you're interested in I Lost My Tooth. Click on the title. And again, there's the hold it button. You would just click the hold it button. Let's go back to library search. Now, let's say that you want to learn about bats. You could type in the word bats, and then you could go down to subjects. That's the subject you're interested in reading about. Click on subject, and it'll show you that we have 24 books about bats. Now it'll show you fiction and nonfiction in the list. So if you were looking for a nonfiction book about bats, a real book about bats, you're going to look a Dewey Decimal Number I see there. Okay, there's the book Bats. It's nonfiction. I look over here at the availability, one of one available, so I could borrow it. So I'm going to click on Bats, and I'm going to go up to hold it, and then that book will be ready for me. Let's go back to library search. You can also search for a series of books like Harry Potter or Magic Treehouse. Those are series. You could put the name of a series in and click that and find the books in the series. You could also use keyword. Let's put the word bats in keyword and search. Now, what it did was it found every book in our library that has the word bat in the title this time is what it found. There's a lot of them. So again, before you select anything, always look at the availability. Okay, it's really easy to use. Now, one other thing that's really useful on this page, down in here where it says reading level, if you're interested in getting books that are in your reading level, maybe because you want to take a quiz on it, or you really want to be just reading at level, all you have to do is put in your reading range. Let's say you're a 3.0 to 3.9. You can put that in, and then you could either just click subject or title, any of the buttons you could click, it would find all the books in the library that are in that reading range. Or you could still put in what you are most interested in finding. So again, let's say you were interested in books about bats. Let's see if there are any bat books that are in a 3.0 to a 3.9 range. So if we put bats in there, let's click on subject and see if it finds anything. It did find us. It found 5 books. Then it shows us the reading level, 3.7, 3.4. So these would be the books. If you wanted a book about bats in your reading range, here are your options. Again, always look on the right to see if it's available. Now, an important thing about using this reading level tool here, when you're finished with it, you need to come up here where it says Reset All, and you need to click on that to take the numbers out. Because if you leave that in there, every book that you look for, anything that you look for, it's always only going to show you results for the 3.0 to the 3.9 reading range. So if there's somebody else in your family who wants to look for something, and maybe they're not in your reading range, if you've not cleared this out and they go to look for a book, it's only going to find them things in your reading range. So when you're done using that tool, always click this Reset All button. Now there's one other thing I want to show you over here on the left. You'll see that it says Destiny Discover. If you click on Destiny Discover, you'll go to a page that takes all of the items in our library and divides them into topics. Sometimes we'll have friends come into the library and say, well, I don't know exactly what book I want, but I know that I want it to be a scary story. So we'll set off to find them a book. While you're at home, this could be a really useful tool to find books. So you'll see here that it has different topics available to you. So if you're looking for a graphic novel, you could just click here on this icon to find graphic novel, or fantasy or humor. There's several of them. Look, scary stories. Let's click on scary stories. So if you wanted a scary story, it tells us that we have 173 books that are scary stories. So you could just scroll through here and see what's available. And I see one of my favorites, Kate Kleiss. She's a great author, and she has a book called Till Death Do Us Bark. It's part of a series, it tells us here, called 43 Old Cemetery Road. It also tells us that the accelerated reader level is 4.5, and it's worth 2 points. It also tells us, look, here's the availability. It says that it's in. So this is a book that we could borrow. If you were interested in this book and wanted to know a little bit more about it, you could click on the title. It shows you a little description. It even shows you over on the right the other books in the series and other books that are sort of similar to it that you might like. You can use the hold button here to put the book on hold if you'd like, and it'll send us a message just like the other part of Destiny. There are other great resources here. You can look at availability. You can check by author and subject. You could check for books in here by your AR level. So this is a great way to use the library online also. So you might want to try that. So let's go back to our home page. We're going to click on home here. Here we are back at the welcome page. There's a couple things here to show you. You'll notice here that under library catalog, it says video, how to find books in the catalog. This is a link to the video that you're watching right now. So if you want to watch the video again, you'll just click there. Or if there's somebody else who needs this information, you could let them know that on the library homepage, there is a link to the video. Next, we have reserve a book form. Now let's say that you looked at books in the catalog and you tried to log in to hold it, but for some reason that didn't work for you. This is another way you can request a book. If you have the author, if you went into our catalog and found that the book was available, write down the name of the book and the author, and then you can come to this form. If you click on this, here's what you'll see. It says Portola Library Reserve a Book. All you would need to do is put your name, your teacher name, the title of the book, the author of the book, and then don't forget, click the submit button at the bottom. As soon as you click submit, it sends a message to the library telling us that you want to borrow that book. We'll pull it from the shelf, check it out to you, and then we'll send you an email letting you know when you can come and get it. Again, it will be on a Wednesday. So it's as simple as that. So there's 2 ways you can go about reserving a book from our library. Also at the bottom of this page is a link to AR Book Finder. So if you need to find out if a book is quizzable, see what its level is, how many points it is, you could use AR. You can also find descriptions of books in AR. So if you're looking at a book but don't know really what it's about, you could use AR for a source to find out more about the book. There's also a link here to Renaissance if you need to take a test. A couple of featured websites. Here's my library and media resource website where I have links to author websites, educational game sites, all kinds of things. It's pretty cool. Here's a link to the Portola Elementary School website and a link to the district website. So I think that's about it, guys. If you have any questions, my email is also in here. You can shoot me an email and I'll get back to you. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Hope you borrow books and take care, guys.